Sandra is a Brazilian journalist with a career of more than 10 years in the creative industry. When did you realize fashion journalism was your calling?
Thank you for having me here today, Claudia. I'm really proud of working with you and starting this project, and I hope that it will be a good voice to many creatives, for the unforeseeable future. So I started as a broadcaster, and I always liked fashion as a instrument of identity rather than a commercial interest. I come from a family of people who are very creative. So my sister is a fashion designer. My father was a tailor, and my mom is very creative as well. Creates her own clothes. It was not common for us to not create our own clothes and get the seamstress to do it. So fashion was very much in my life for a very early stage. I have to say things developed quite naturally. I didn't actually pursue a career in fashion, but it kind of happened from 2006 onwards.
Unfortunately, we are experiencing a moment of lockdown, and when the world is affected by COVID-19 pandemic, places are shut down and creative minds cannot perform, besides on distance. Back then, you were out and about covering fashion events. Surely you visited inspiring venues. Could you name a memorable place?
I was really lucky, that I kind of started writing in different subjects. So fashion, and then arts, and architecture sometimes. So it was a really diverse environment. So during my career, I have been exposed to a lot of places and a lot of events in different disciplines, in different areas in the creative industries, across the creative industries. But if I have to talk, if we're going to narrow to fashion, I think obviously London Fashion Week, is the blood line of everything that happens in London fashion and in the UK, really. And not just London Fashion Week, but all the other events that happen during London Fashion Week. So Fashion Week Scout and many others that are independent. However, if I have to pick a place that really connects to me during that time, it has to be Somerset House. Not just because it's a beautiful place by itself, it's an amazing place, but it's just that Somerset House brought that connection between everything, a beautiful architecture with a beautiful exterior, and then you had the arts inside, all the paintings and photographs, whatever exhibitions were going on inside. And then you had all these amazing designers coming to that place. So every time I go past Somerset House, for me, it's still London Fashion Week. It's very close to my heart.
Sandra, can you put us into your head for that moment at Somerset House Fashion Week, the first covering of a fashion event?
That's a tricky one, because whenever I go to a place like that, like Fashion Week or a design week or anything like that, I always have the same reaction. So it's not so much about memories and what about it's gone. It's more about my identity and what's the future. Because when I go to a place like that, even though I'm working and I'm talking to different people, I'm seeing the future. I'm seeing the moment as well. I'm seeing what it's right now and also the future. And for me, it is actually, it was, because, you know, we live in lockdown now, so it feels really strange. But for me, it's a source of inspiration, you know, exhausting, because by the end of it, you're completely exhausted. But it's just so rich, with references, with inspiration, with different styles, stories, and backgrounds. It's incredible. So for me, it's all about being immersed in that moment and finding my identity. Because it is true, during Fashion Week, you can actually be yourself, and you can be whoever you want to be. You know, I think a lot of people has got different experiences with fashion, but fashion is really identity. So you dress in a certain way, you project what you want to project, you know, at least you try. And so for me, it was all about identity and being immersed in that environment.
You sing in a choir, and you did belly dancing, and I think you are an artist. Or are you a fashionista?
No, I think I'm very careful with labels, because I believe it's not just exclusive to me. Everyone can have an artist, a dancer, a singer, a writer inside of them, or whatever, whatever their talents lie. And I do believe that you can be many things during your lifetime if you give yourself the opportunity, or if you have the opportunity, to do that. Most times it's about us making that opportunity happen. I think for me, fashion is it's more than how can I say? It's more than collections and fashion and trends. I really believe in its identity and style. So I wouldn't call myself a fashionista. Definitely not. I have an identity, and I have the things that I like. And for example, I don't shop very often, and I seem to gather my clothing and objects and accessories from things that inspire me rather than a functional objective. I very rarely buy things that are functional unless I really need them. So everything has got a story. Yes, I could give you examples, but everything has got a story. So I love objects, and I love to be around things that inspire me. Could a book, or a piece of jewelry, or clothing, or music, and they do different things, but they all form me. And when I look at them, these objects, they are part of one thing. They make me in some way. So I think I'm just a person who likes to explore, and likes to be in touch with things that relate to identity, and keep informed on things that I really like, and also appreciate good craftsmanship, and the work that goes into creative work. I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes sense. And also to take me to the next question, what are your fashion choices?
I seem to have, like, my wardrobe. The pieces that I keep are things that I have pieces that have been with me for over 25 years. So it's and I pick, for example, this blazer. I picked that blazer, and I have memories of that wearing that blazer to a party in the early 90s, and then going to a restaurant with with friends in 2000, and then going to work with the same blazer. Yes, or for example, a mask that I wore to a birthday, and that birthday was special, so I keep it. I probably will never wear it. I wear it at home sometimes. I do, because they are so beautiful. I think they're beautiful. And yeah, in charity shops, I'm definitely not somebody who shop because of labels, or I'm not really that person. But I love, Alexander McQueen. I love Dolce and Gabbana. I love the style. I love the whole look. But it's more about the style and the look. It's not because they are who they are.
And you know what I love? I love these outfits that you are wearing today. This sort of kimono.
Yes, this is don't know you can see. This is an original Japanese kimono. I got it from a charity shop actually, and but it didn't last very long. The lady said, "Oh, it's just was there for a couple of hours, and then you came." So thank God it was me, because I'm sure somebody else would. And yes, it's very excellent quality. It's just very original, and I wear it everywhere. It's so elegant, so I like it. These earrings, they look like, I don't know if you can see it, but they have some details. They're actually from a market in Oxford. So Oxford is a city that I love. I always go back to Oxford. I love the Bodleian Library, and I love just going to Oxford. And yeah, so every time I wear this, I remember Oxford. So it's it's got meanings to me.
Have you discovered or redefined something?
Yes, lockdown has brought a lot of respite in a very busy life for me, and I'm really appreciative of what I'm going through. As everybody else, I really, there's a lot of people suffering, and we are all being challenged, but some people more than others, and with devastating consequences. So I don't want to, in some way minimize that. But for me, it's a time of reflection and respite, and life changing, really, because I just I can't say anything changed for me, but I'm definitely more accepting of who I am, and appreciative of the things that I have, including the history that I have, and the things that I have, and the objects that make me happy as well, and also my health and all that. But as a person, it's made me a bit more appreciative of who I am.
Thank you for talking to us today. Bye bye.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you so much.